Greetings, YouTube. It's been a few weeks since I made one of these on-camera videos. In fact, it's been about a month since I made one, and that was when I got the strike on my YouTube channel. And I have the message pulled up in front of me because the email I received said at the end of it, if you'd like to appeal the strike, please submit this form, which I clicked on and filled out. Our team will thoroughly review your appeal and will contact you again very soon. Now, I am far from the first person on YouTube to get a strike, and I did some research and looked into the average time frame that it took to get a response. And given this information was coming from people who had 4 to 5 times the amount of subscribers I did minimally, in fact, some had over 1 million. And it seemed like best case scenario, it would be about 14 hours before YouTube followed up with a vote on my appeal and an email back letting me know what their decision was. And like worst case scenario was 2 weeks. Well, it's been over 4 weeks and YouTube never got back to me. I never got a single response about my appeal. And what makes it even worse is that Kabam publicly came out in not only defense of me, but all content creators who publicly criticize their offers, the bugs in the game. Basically, they said that they think that anyone has a right to criticize them as long as you don't promote hacking, which I have never done and will never do on my channel. I rewatched the video that got taken down, which if you never saw it, it was basically a day in November where Kabam was asking for players to spend about $150 to rank up a 4-star. And all I said was that that might fly in 2015, but in 2018, you wanted to save that $150 for a much better offer, probably on Cyber Monday, which, as it turns out, I was exactly right, because $150 went from ranking up a 4-star to getting multiple 5-star crystals, tier 2 alpha catalyst fragments, and of course the guaranteed units that came with those cash offers as well. So I wasn't even saying don't support Kabam, don't give Kabam your money. I was simply saying delay giving them your money until better offers came up in the game. And I've also hopefully shown in the past several weeks that when an offer is really good, like with the recent offers to upgrade your mastery cores, or even just offers for Alliance Quest potions. I know we had like a 5,200 unit offer recently for $30 worth of questing potions and revives. That was outstanding. I'm going to be the biggest supporter of Kabam. I'm going to want you to spend your hard-earned money or units on the best of the best deals, but then I'm also going to be critical of the deals that aren't so good and have you be patient and not have regret when you buy the average or really terrible offers and then not have the units or the cash available when you really need it when the excellent offers come up. So all that's to say, the appeal that I got to fill out was about 3 sentences and then it cut you off. And I had to fill it out right away the night that I got a strike. And so I wasn't even able to put in my appeal, hey, the company that is in question that I talked about totally supports my right to do this. And I didn't break any community guideline. I didn't have any profanity. There was no hate speech. There was nothing like insanely negative. It was just like if I was reviewing a movie and I was saying, this movie, not the best movie. Maybe it would have been 3 or 4 years ago, but save your money for a better movie, which people do all the time on YouTube. And of course, there have also been different videos from different content creators of MCOC since I got my strike that have been far more critical with profane language and, dare I say, very strong language, we'll put it that way. And, nothing happened to them. And I don't want anything to happen to them, but it just reminds me that you're never going to really get an explanation in this case, because even though I'm very proud of the fact that I have over 22,000 subscribers, I still don't have 100,000. I still don't have 1 million. And so if channels get strikes every day and the human beings that work at YouTube only have a certain amount of hours in the day to read appeals, you just may never get an actual human being to see your case. And I am confident that had I done that, I'd be live streaming on YouTube maybe right now. But instead, I have to wait until February when my strike runs out, and God willing, that's the last issue I face, until I'm able to stream again. I'm only 30 years old. And for some people, that's a shocker. And other people, it's like, yeah, I can see it. He looks 30. But I live in a really small town in Oklahoma. And even though I'm a professor at a university, my closest family lives 8 hours away. I don't really have any close friends in town that are my age. I mostly volunteer at a local church, and I take care of a couple of elderly couples, and then I go home. And so it's really a lonely life. Maybe if I was married, maybe if I had kids or something, it would be not so much that way. But I started live streaming in May of this year, and I was blown away by how many people would come by and say hello or ask questions, or just say, "Hey, man, thanks. I really enjoy your channel." Stuff like that, you know. And yeah, you're gonna get trolls everywhere, but the majority of people have been so kind that no matter how lonely my day was, I knew that I could come home and I could turn on my webcam and I could pull up the game that I've loved to play for years, and I could interact with a community that welcomed me with open arms, even though I had literally no idea what I was doing when I first started live streaming. And if you want really good entertainment, just pull up some of those first live streams from May and see how literally I was blind going into it, looking like probably your grandpa when he got his first iPhone. But since that's been taken away the last 4 weeks, and I don't want to minimize the fact that I was able to do some live streaming on Twitch, my audience went from like 150 people to 15 people. And for those 15 people that came over, words cannot say how thankful I am that you made accounts and you left a site to come to another site just to say, hey, enjoy your live streams, keep it up. But so many people that would go to my YouTube streams weren't able to make the transition, and some really tried, but their phones weren't even compatible with the software needed to watch the streams. And so I just got really depressed, and I haven't been this down or this depressed in a long time. I didn't realize how much losing the live streaming community on YouTube would affect me and my own mental health. And I'm trying to stay calm and professional and not get overly emotional, not cry on camera or anything. But I've had some sleepless nights in the last couple of weeks just wondering, what did I do wrong? Why can't I appeal this? Why can't I speak to somebody and explain my situation and talk about how I really do believe that I should still be on YouTube right now. But, that time has come and gone. And I know that now, since my appeal was never heard, it was just kind of automatically changed from pending to rejected, and there was no official email. I only knew that because I logged in and clicked the link and saw the status, but there was no explanation of what I did wrong. There was no explanation saying that even the YouTube team took a look at your appeal today. Nothing. I was left just with a lot of questions and no answers. Like I said, I'm as depressed as I've been in a long time. I even considered leaving YouTube briefly because a couple days after I got my strike, I went on some fellow content creators that I respect, their live streams just to say hello. And I saw publicly some people cheering that this happened to me, thankful that it happened to me. Some of the people who were saying this were people that I was trying to grow their channel, that they had come on my live streams, and I had tried to push all of my subscribers that were on the live stream their way because I want to help anyone that wants to start a YouTube channel. I want to be the person that helps you answer questions about how to live stream and how to grow your channel, and I want you to succeed. I want everybody to succeed. I think we're all in this together. It's not us versus them. It's not anything like that. And so words cannot say how much it sucks to see people that you genuinely just try to help, the first time that you have something bad happen to you, celebrate your perceived demise. It felt like The Lion King when I was falling off a cliff and reaching up and having someone grab my hand, and then Scar instead pushes you off the cliff and kind of thinks to yourself, well, there's a new king in town. I know it might sound kind of dramatic, but that's emotionally how it felt, because you learn who your true friends are when you're going through trials. It's easy to support someone when everything's going good, but when stuff hits the fan, that's when you really learn, who's there for you, who your loved ones are, and it's been an eye-opening experience, even in this community. But I do want to say that's been a few cases, right? A few isolated cases. The majority of people have been really supportive. There have even been some hashtags out there trying to promote to free me back onto YouTube, and even though I guess it didn't work, I still really appreciate that people were willing to be that passionate about it. I'm struggling right now with my mental health. I'm really depressed and really anxious and just really sad that I can't do what I love and I can't interact with my subscribers on my main channel for the rest of 2018 and then the first month of 2019. My strike gets lifted at the end of the 3-month period sometime in February, and I'll make an announcement as it gets closer to that time. God willing, like I said, nothing else happens to me. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna take a step back in the next several weeks, and I'm not gonna live stream anymore on Twitch until January. I'm going to travel to Texas and Oregon to see my family. I'm going to take care of my mom, who has still some really personal, scary court hearing stuff to take care of early next year as well. And I'm still going to create videos, but there might be some days that I'm not able to review the offer right away, if at all. Hopefully it'll be able to be reviewed, just it might be several hours late. I'm still going to work really hard to make sure that I post things like an updated tier list and new Alliance War node suggestions for things like an unblockable special 2, mastery setup updates, just things to help the community. That's why I do this. That's why I'm so honored to be able to say that I've grown in stature from less than 1,000 subscribers last year at this time to over 22,000 now. That blows my mind, but it's because you put your faith in me to help you learn and grow in this game. And that's what I want to challenge myself to do every day, is to get better at being a content creator, because you deserve the best out of me. So I just want to say in closing, thank you so much for supporting my channel during this time. I wish I could say I'm really happy and positive and optimistic, but this has been really hard. This has been really, really hard. And I just want to say, even if you hate my channel, even if you're one of those people who celebrated that this happened, we should all be in this together. We should all be supporting each other and trying to grow this community, because the more diverse voices that are in a community like this, the better off everyone is going to be, because we're going to have the most inclusive community possible, and that's also how we get better. And I certainly believe that in all aspects of life, not just YouTube. So I'll be still promoting and producing some videos when I can. It'll probably be a little bit less of a frequency than normal, but I'll do my best. And I'm just hoping and praying that when 2019 rolls around and February hits, I can hit the ground running. I can see all of your awesome selves back, and hopefully this will just be a chapter that I referred to in the past, and we can just move on. And until then, I'll try to spend some time with loved ones and remain positive. Everyone's positive messages that you've been sending me, thank you so much. Seriously, when I'm most depressed and I'm sitting in bed and I'm not able to sleep, I just pull them up and I read them, because they mean a lot. They mean a lot that strangers who I've never met would take the time to write me. So thanks again for that. Thank you for all of your support. Here's to a great rest of the year in the contest, and I'll see you all, God willing, live streaming once again in February of 2019.